For the past 4 to 5 years, NBA fans have been calling for the NBA to not only expand, but specifically to go back to Seattle. So is it likely for the NBA to expand, and where will they be expanding to? Well, if you want to know more about that, make sure to give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down because it's your thumb, and let's go ahead and get into it. In 2020, we all know the NBA had to change their ways just like we all did. But the NBA saw 40% decrease in their revenue, and that is what really sparked these NBA expansion team conversations. And this is the first time the NBA has even talked about expanding since 2004, when Bobcats, that are now the Hornets, entered the league for $300 million. You're probably wondering, what in the world? How does all this work? Now, the first thing a new team has to do is have a buy-in into the NBA. And that buy-in fee right now would be around $2.1 billion. And that money will be distributed to the teams that are currently in the league. Well, if you're thinking that's a lot of money just to buy in, not even to run and operate a franchise, well, NBA teams are going for high dollar prices now that they weren't going for in 2004. In the past few years, 3 NBA teams were sold to new owners, and the Rockets and the Clippers were 2, and they were sold both for $2 billion. And the Atlanta Hawks were the earlier buy-in, and that was for $850 million. Now, once the new owner has bought into the NBA, then they have to decide how they're going to get people to play on their team. And that is where the expansion draft comes into play. And the expansion draft is the NBA draft, but it is drafting people that are currently already in the NBA. Now, a team can protect up to 8 people to not be considered in the expansion draft. And those 8 people can be restricted free agents. I have an entire video talking about NBA free agency and how that works. I'll link it down in the description if you want to know more about that. But each team must give up at least 1 player to be entered into the expansion draft, as well as that player cannot be a free agent in the upcoming NBA season. Now, teams cannot enter a player that is going to be an unrestricted free agent into that expansion draft as well. Now, if a player who is a restricted free agent for the upcoming NBA season is selected by that new team, then they will become an unrestricted free agent in the following season and won't be able to re-sign with their original team. But on the good side of that, no team that's currently in the NBA can lose more than 1 player in the expansion draft to the new team. Now, if a team has someone chosen from them, then they do get benefits from that, as they get trade exemptions, especially if they're going to be over the salary cap for the following year to replace that player that they lost. Now, if a team does not want to lose any of their players to that expansion team, they are allowed to give that team their upcoming NBA draft picks to trade with them so they can get traditional picks from the upcoming NBA draft. Now, when it comes to the regular draft for this expansion team, they do get normal picks in this draft as well, not considering the ones that they get from other teams. But there is no rule determining where their spots will be given, and that is given based upon the NBA commissioner, Adam Silver. In 1995, the Vancouver Grizzlies, now Memphis Grizzlies, were given pick 6, and the Toronto Raptors were given pick 7 in that draft as well. And in 2004, the Bobcats were given pick 4 by the commissioner, but they traded up to get pick number 2 in that draft. Now, there is cap limits on the new NBA expansion team for the first 3 years that they are in the league. In the first season, they are only allowed to spend 66.7% of the NBA salary cap on getting new players on their team. In the second season, they are allowed to spend 80% of the salary cap. And in the third season, they are finally allowed to spend the entire NBA salary cap getting new players. Now, we have heard all the rumors about the possible new cities that can be given an NBA team. But the top 2 choices are 1, Seattle, as they already had a team back in the day, the Seattle Sonics, and their fan base is really desperate to get that NBA team back. And it helps their case as they have the new Climate Pledge Arena that is there, and it's already built for basketball, as the WNBA team, the Seattle Storm, play there currently. The second choice for that second team would be Las Vegas, as they are flourishing in professional sports teams right now with the Raiders and the Las Vegas Aces as there already a basketball stadium put in place, the T-Mobile Arena, that currently hosts NBA Summer League. But now that you know so much about how NBA expansion teams work, make sure to check out this video right here, as well as subscribe and hit the bell to be notified every time I post a new video, which are on Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me know down in the comments below, what city do you think are going to get these new expansion teams and how soon those expansion teams are going to come. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down because it's still your thumb. And remember, don't be afraid to join the convo.